So Keith, the big focus right now, the wind. And have we gotten any clarity on how high these gusts are expected to go? Because that was your threshold, right, for power outages?
Yeah, not yet. I mean, basically between 7 and 10 over southern Maine will give us some idea perhaps where we're going from there, because we obviously it's very well populated down here too. So if it gets hit hard down here, that drives numbers up quickly. It's certainly windy already. It's just a matter of, like you said, what's that threshold look like? And look at this radar, just really well filled in. I want to show you the temperature profile. In many locations here, we popped temperatures from the 30s to the 50s in a half hour or under, and we're sitting at 55 in Wiscasset. That mild air has driven all the way to Bangor. But notice Millinocket not getting in on that obviously has to do with an elevation aspect of this, and then Lewiston from 33 to 52. So mild and rainy for most of us, and the rain is really consistent looking back to the southwest here. Many locations have already gotten an inch to an inch and a half of rain, and we have a whole lot more to go through tonight in addition to the wind threat that we just talked about. So it looks like the timing for that is still on track. It's a little hard sometimes to track this coming up the coast as opposed to precipitation, because we're not expecting to see wind gusts quite as strong to our south. So we don't have much of an upstream indicator on what's going on here. But between 7 and 10, it looks like still over southern and western Maine, that's your best chance to mix down, get the heaviest wind gust coming through. Into the mid-coast, it looks like it's 10 to midnight, and then midnight to 2 a.m. over down east. And it will be windy and rainy, and they often coincide. When you get the heaviest rainfall, kind of pushes some of that wind down to the surface. And we're done with this thing by early tomorrow morning, and we actually get a couple of quiet, although chilly, days after that. Our wind map looks the same, 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts still possible. As Chris just alluded to, though, there is a lot of room in there in the sense that, a 50, 52 tends to cause some power outages, not a ton. 60, 61 ends up being an upper echelon for power outages around here. So that's what we have to wait to see where we get as far as the wind speeds. In the mid-coast, down east Maine, 60 plus miles an hour still possible. Additional rainfall amounts on top of what we already have, an inch to an inch and a half, in some cases a little bit more. So we will have some flooding concerns. And in some cases, these rivers crest tomorrow. Kennebec is one of them. Swift River, that looks like it's tonight, and then the Saco River is minor flood stage likely tomorrow. So this will not be a situation like what we had last year as far as rivers and streams, but there is a lot of rain out there just by itself, in addition to some snow melts. The snowpack holding pretty stubbornly in the mountains so far, which is a good sign for them. And then it's quiet. And a good thing, because we wouldn't have time to talk about anything else anyways. It looks nice, but just chilly and sunny Friday and Saturday, and the weekend overall looks pretty good. Perhaps some more rain coming in Tuesday into Wednesday. Does not look like it is of this magnitude, but we have gotten ourselves out of a really cold pattern, at least, that we had going into this. Did it in kind of a violent way with this storm here, and we'll just keep an eye on those wind gusts and the associated power outages, which are sitting around 6,000, it looks like right now in CMP land, so we'll see where it goes from there.
And I remember Ryan saying he'll be doing some updates throughout the night, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. On News Center Maine Plus.
On the hour, because that's kind of what's, we're nowcasting, now we're tracking what's going on.
All right. Thanks. If you, by the way, you want to catch those updates, they're going to be on our News Center Maine Plus app as well as our YouTube page.